And here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee for 107.5 WBLS. Welcome to Open. Hey, coming up on today's show, we'll sit down with the CEO and founder of MASC Hospitality Group to shine a light on the growing impact that NYC Night Market is having on local vendors and entrepreneurs in our city. Then we'll highlight the efforts of an organization that is providing premium quality home care, health care too. That's for the most vulnerable members of our community. And then plus, we'll hear from the director of an organization to learn about how they're doing their part to help students develop a love for reading in 2025 and beyond. And finally, we'll sit down with the founder and director of an organization helping with weight management, tackling the issues of obesity in our city. So all of that and more is coming your way. Sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. We'll find out more on Open. Hey, I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. You're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our next guest is the CEO and founder of MASC Hospitality Group and a New York City Night Market series. He's all over the place, and he joins us to highlight the impact that the New York City Night Market series has had on the growth of local businesses and vendors. So please welcome to the show, Marco Shalma. Marco, welcome.
Thank you, man. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh man, nice to see you again.
Same here, same here. Thank you.
All right, so where do we go from here? Let me see, you ended the season in November,
Yes.
and you pick it up again around this time, and usually in springtime, you're off and running.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. One of the things that people sometimes don't realize is like how much work gets behind the scene to get those night markets and other food festival going.
Yeah.
So while the season is short between April and October only, the work is pretty much year round. Like we already started in January, right after a little break that we've had, working towards like launching in April again. Uh, Obviously, the first thing that's coming out is always, as always, Bronx Night Market every week, every Saturday in Fordham Plaza from 12 to 7. And after that, we start adding, throughout April and May, we start adding the other stuff that's coming up. Uptown in Harlem, we have Dykeman,
Yeah.
we have Central Park, and so on and so forth.
And for people who are finding out for the first time what the night market is, elaborate on it. Tell us more about it.
I mean, if people are finding out for the first time today, my team is not doing a good job, and I'm going to have a conversation with them a little bit later. But in all general, the night market brand, the night market brands, whether it's Bronx, Uptown, Brooklyn, Midtown, Staten Island, or whatnot, is basically a gathering to celebrate cuisine, culture, and community. The
Uh-huh.
idea is to bring a lot of global food, representing anything between 30 and 80 vendors, depends on the location, depends on the frequency, and then have some cultural aspect where it's like local artists, musician, performers, and all the stuff, and really celebrate the communities that we're in, the community, like community of the Bronx,
Yeah.
some of it in Fordham, some of it in Co-op City, Grand Concourse, and so forth. In Manhattan, we have a few of them. We have one in Brooklyn, and basically just bringing a bit of joy to local neighborhoods in New York and celebrating what we have to offer as a community itself. Not really for tourists, for true New Yorker.
Yeah. And it's not just food only. I mean, there's music and there's a lot to it. There's just performances, entertainment.
Absolutely. We have live performances from different kind of, like whether it's a
Uh,
DJ or acoustic music or different bands or whatnot. We have actual art performances. We've had mimes, we've had live painting, we have outdoor galleries sometimes. We mix it up. We're working with the different groups, local groups, like arts alliances and whatnot, in order to kind of get like young up and coming artists, musician, performers to come in and kind of share some love. This is a great place for community to kind of give love, have great food, listen to great music,
Yeah,
dance a little bit. Uh,
absolutely. Can you tell us about how MASC Hospitality Group has continued to develop their relationship with local eateries and potential vendors?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that. Mass hospitality is basically, a new version of the Bronx Night Markets that started
Mm,
in 2017. The mantra has always been to kind of support the community. Some of it is the community of residents, which of course to kind of give like advanced, elevated, fun, safe zones for people to come and enjoy themselves. But the main thing is also like supporting small businesses. And when we look at small businesses in mass hospitality, we focus on like market vendors, people that
right.
have small business entrepreneurs that have like vendors, and they want to showcase their food, or they have
Yeah.
an idea, and especially after the pandemic, we've seen a lot more people that started doing like small independent businesses. On the other hand, is have a space for local brick and mortars that they want to use the space and thousands of people
Yeah.
is kind of like a marketing strategy to bring more people to their business. um, with that, we also launched a non-for-profit arm that's called the Street Eats Foundation, which basically gives grants, $2,000 grants, 10 participants every year, in order to make that move and to create that advancement and to celebrate their business, cuisine, and whatnot.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. That's something new that you started?
Yeah, we are just in a process of kind of finalizing and relaunching it. It's an incubator program that
Yeah.
has like it's a foundation, and basically we make money other places and allocate some of the money towards growing community, especially businesses that come in from zero, from the ground up. Zero revenue business, but a good idea, dedication, and we
Yeah.
help them. We help them kind of work on the marketing and the food cost analysis. We help them establish themselves, and then we give them a space in the market so they can actually do that and perform in front of
Yeah.
community.
And it helped a lot of vendors over the years too, because vendors are looking for places where they can start their businesses, and I think you have helped a lot of people with their businesses.
We have, this is like one of our proudest moments, and we always talk about it in our meeting. The idea of like celebrating success through the eye of like how many business do we help found this year? How many business moved on into a brick and mortar, maybe to distribution, maybe some other kind of forms of way, maybe multiple units. Our events actually being such an incredible stepping stone to a lot of the small businesses. And I'm going to tell you something that is, while sending out the application this year, we started like sending application around December. There is like over 40% of the total vendors which are new, which is exciting because we've seen the number go down after pandemic, like right around 23, 24, and
Right.
25. It is back up and is back up with like full strength. And you're seeing entrepreneurs coming back, new ideas, food, new fusion elements, new merchandise. So I think there is some sort of a movement and a new vibe going on, and we're very excited about that
Yeah.
because it was challenging out of the pandemic, and we lost a lot of people that needed to go to find different ways to make a living. But now we've seen it back, and that's really the beauty of the night markets, that diversity, that globality. This is what we thrive on.
I like the diversity and the different cultures and the different types of foods. Anybody new coming in, like the Ethiopians?
Oh man, we've had a long run of like Caribbean food coming up, and
Yeah.
it's still going strong. This is New York after all. We're talking Puerto Rican, Dominican, like
Yes.
Jamaican food and whatnot, Barbados, everything around. You are absolutely right. Like the African food is making a strong fight. Like we see it right now. Senegalese, Ethiopian, Middle Eastern, North African, like we seen Africa really pushing forth, like, more vendors than we've ever had before. And this is exciting because at the bottom of it all, we want to go and have fun and eat. We do this
Yeah.
about 70, 80 times a year. We need diversity predominantly for us to kind of make sure that we do. And this is the best way to make sure that you are fresh, that you keep give a great experience, and you keep working on diversity of the food.
Marco, one day we have to get you in here. You bring like one or two of your vendors, and we'll set up a table where we can lay some food out.
I see what you're trying to do over there. You know, I see you're trying to bring us to you. Like I
Oh,
want to
I
bring.
think it'll be a good thing.
Absolutely. You tell us when, let's set it up. We'll bring, it's been such, you guys been such good friend of everything that we've done, and such great, and such great influence of what we've done with the community, because helping us,
Uh-huh.
put a light out there, and whatever you guys need, and we happy to help. We're happy to shine, and we happy to support those small businesses. They deserve all the love.
Yeah, they would love it. They would love it. Come, bring them in. Bring them in. We'll take 2 or 3 of them right inside the studio here. They can lay their stuff out and just talk about what they do and everything. Give the address where they are located, and then talk about where they're going to be featured in the next night market.
I love it.
Yeah.
I can even do better than that, than 3, 4. I can bring 5 or 6, as long as as long as you promise that you're gonna come visit me this year.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Listen, what can you share about your upcoming Bronx Night Market?
This year we're taking a different approach, and what I want to share about the Bronx Night Market is like that this year is really focusing on the small businesses and the local businesses, and community health and wellness. This is like the topic of the year. We're working with great establishment, we're working with great organization like Montefiore,
Uh-huh.
and Montefiore Einstein to make sure that we focus on what's important to the community. One, this small business and supporting entrepreneurs and creating incubator that really help those businesses. Two, community health, whether it's like eating better, have better choices of food, education, and movement. Movement meaning fitness and wellness and stuff like that. Incorporating,
Yeah.
when you talk about like, Zumba and yoga and different activation, physical activation, to combine with great food. That's what we want to focus on this year. And it's going to be a little bit more curated than always. It's going to be really more focusing on those 2 aspects, and I think it's going to be a fantastic time. And last year in the Bronx Night Market was a fantastic year. The community just stepped up and came out and gave us all the love in the world, and we were overwhelmed by the love and the support. And we really wanted to take it up a notch and say thank you so much. Here's what we can do with that kind of love, with that kind of support.
Yeah.
We can do a lot better. So they stepped up. Now it's time for us to step up as well.
Beautiful. Anything new coming up? Any new night markets you're going to put together in 2025?
There is a few things that we're working, not Night Market, but we decided to kind of really focus and own in on the experience. We really want to make sure that, we're focusing on the user experience. There's a big announcement coming up soon. I can't really reveal because, lawyers and document something
I got you.
absolutely Bronx related.
Uh-huh.
There's going to be, there's going to be like a big one. But in the meantime, really the focus is user experience. Really make sure that everybody comes and enjoy themselves, and make sure that we are supporting as many local businesses as possible on the way to succeed.
And of course, that's one of your goals, right?
Yes, it's always
Yeah.
been part of for me, that's one of the main thing in our mission statement.
Yeah. See, look at it. They want that food now. They're calling you now. Hey, listen, give me your website and all that stuff. Where can people go to find out more about the night market?
BronxNightMarket.com, UptownNightMarket.com, MASC Hospitality Group.com. Most people already know us for that, but we made it easy.
Yeah.
BronxNightMarket.com or at Bronx Night Market on Instagram and TikTok, and get all the information. Sign up to our newsletter. Most people don't know that our newsletter is basically a raffle that gives every event. We give out $50 worth of like food and merch and drinks and whatnot, and you get all the new information. If there's any activation, if there's any giveaways, if you sign up to the newsletter, you get that information first. So I say always, like, that's a good tip. Sign up for the newsletter. Get that information.
Hey, Marco, take my number. My producer's going to give you my number, and we're going to come down and visit you at one of the night markets, all right?
Yeah, I look forward to that. It's going to be fun.
You got it. All right. Thank you so much. Marco Shalma, CEO, MASC Hospitality Group. We appreciate you, man, and thank you for all that you're doing in our community.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me. Thanks you for supporting us.
You got it. We'll see you soon.
Thank
All
you.
right. We'll take a quickie break. We'll come back and do more right here on Open next.
19.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak and are always accepting donations and volunteers.
And welcome back. How are you? I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Hey, our next guest is the Associate Director of Care Management for CABS Health Network. And she joins us to highlight the home care services that CABS has to offer and so much more. She's here with all the information. So please give her a warm welcome, Andrea Kiliaris. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
Did I say it right? Kiliaris?
You got it. You got it. I'm not going to kill you this time.
You're not going to Kiliaris me, right? But listen,
Thanks
tell
for
us
having
more
me.
about your organization and what it's all about. This is your first time on Open?
Yes, yes, it is. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm.
CABS is more than home care. CABS is a health network. It is a trusted, comprehensive provider of home care services, but also provides community health solutions that are dedicated to enhancing quality of life for individuals and families, helping folks stay connected to care, right? For over 40 years, CABS has empowered clients to live healthier, safer, more independent lives by focusing on compassionate care,
Yeah. And
professionalism, innovative support systems. CABS is deeply rooted.
I thought you froze for a hot second there. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got that. So CABS and care management is something different, or is it part of the same thing?
So it's part of the same organization. CAB services are not only home care. Our CEO, Ms. Shirley Demosthenes Atkinson, in 2017
Uh-huh.
wanted to take CAB's home care to the next level, wanted to broaden the legacy of the organization to not only provide services to folks through home care, but also actively engaging with the community in initiatives to promote overall well-being, access to quality health care, and helping create programs that really serve to educate the community, provide screening for what are folks eligible for. Knowledge is power, right?
Uh-huh.
In New York City, a lot of New Yorkers don't know what they're able to access. They don't know what they may be eligible for. So care management helps folks get screened and navigated to appropriate services to
Mm.
provide them with a level of care that keeps them healthy in their home and community environments. Right? No one wants to be in a hospital.
No, no. And who qualifies? I mean, how do you get involved with your organization?
So to get involved with our organization, you have to have active Medicaid, right? Active New York City Medicaid. You've got to
Uh-huh.
have a need for services. You've got to have some chronic medical conditions. You've got to be able to want the services. It's voluntary, so no one's forced to get enrolled in the program or to receive the services. But
Uh-huh.
you've got to want the services. You've got to be able to have chronic medical conditions that sometimes are unmanaged, maybe unstable, and you've got a need for someone to help you navigate how to become healthy and stable around your chronic conditions. And there are services that you may not even know you're eligible for.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's
You may,
important to have somebody walk by your side letting you know that, hey, you have this situation, but here's how you can get out of it, or here's how we can help you in a better way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of folks, there's community stigma, right? There's cultural stigma. Us being in New York City, we're a melting pot. Folks may not know that they have an undiagnosed mental health condition. How do we get that individual connected to care? How do we get that individual connected to care in a way that's safe?
Yeah.
Folks sometimes are jaded by systems, right? New York City is a tough place. It's the concrete jungle, but it's also a lot of services, and the folks that we serve may not know how to better access those services and what makes a particular service different over the next.
Excellent. And what makes care management unique?
Care management is unique because, in a nutshell, it really helps you identify what are you eligible for, right? I may not know that I can get transportation to my appointments. I may be struggling to become stable in my conditions because I can't get to the doctor. I don't know how to get there. I'm afraid of getting there, right? We've got a lot of folks who are afraid of traveling on the subway system or traveling in public. How do we get folks escorted to their appointments? How do we get folks connected to care via transportation services? How do we get folks integrated pest management services, right? One of our care management programs works with kids who have asthma related to allergens to pests in the home.
Yeah.
And that is exacerbated, right? They've got multiple hospitalizations. The family can't figure out what's going on. We do an assessment. We figure out there's a pest allergen. We can help folks get connected to integrated pest management services. And now this kid, a year later, hasn't had any hospitalizations related to that allergen.
Wow. Took all
Yeah.
the dust out of the house, vacuum that dog, or do something with the dog. Get maybe, well, he can't have pets, right?
Well, and specifically pests as well. So there's allergens to mice, roaches, etc. And those can be eliminated with integrated pest management services.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that helps to eliminate the allergens that the kids that we serve face.
That's true.
There's a
That's
lot
great.
of stigma in helping folks know what they can receive and helping them get connected. A lot of New Yorkers, like I mentioned before, are jaded by systems, right? They're like, what makes you different? I've been through the system. I've been around so long, nobody can help me. Let's do an individualized needs assessment. Let's really break it down. And you're not identified just by your diagnosis. You're not just a label. You're not just a number. You
Yeah.
are an individual that has needs.
Yeah.
And those needs can help, once they're met, help you be stable. We want you in your home and community. We don't want you visiting hospitals, long-term care facilities. We want you to get that good quality care so that you're living a healthier and safer, more independent life.
And they got the right person for the job to explain it and get the word out and create the awareness. You're
you.
doing a fantastic job doing it. You seem so sincere,
Thank you.
and you need a person like that to maybe get that message across to people.
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with you and CABS?
Sure. I just wanted to tell you a quick client story when you mentioned about the sincerity and how it is to connect to folks, because
Yeah.
Early on in my career, I didn't always know how to help folks, right? I was a social worker. I went out and I said, I've got to help people. I
Yeah.
didn't always know. And sometimes when we say that we understand, we don't actually understand, right? And I had a client handed to me when I turned and said, "Oh, I
Putting it
understand
nicely,
what
right?
that's like," right? No, you don't understand what that's like.
Yes.
So I think what makes us as an organization and the program unique is that we don't understand what every individual is going through, but we want to hear. I will
But
never
that's
tell you
important right
right.
there too. That's important if you can sit and listen, because that's a big part of it also. Sit
Yeah.
and listen to somebody. Sometimes people just want you to hear them out.
Yeah.
You know?
Just tell us what you've got. And you can do so by going onto our website, right? CABSHealthNetwork.org. You can reach out. You can put an inquiry on the website. We're able to come out to community events, churches, social gatherings. We really want to educate the public, and we want to make ourselves available to the public to be able to access services and help provide them that information.
Yeah.
Our phone number is 718-388-0220. I can be reached at extension 345. My email, akiliaris@cabshomecare.org. I'm here, ready, willing, and able to listen to help provide the support that folks may want or need without knowing
Yeah.
they need it sometimes.
Yeah, and it's all about creating a relationship. You know,
Yes.
if you can sit and listen to somebody, that's the starting point of creating that relationship. We even do it in radio too. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm out in the community. I want to hear what you have to say, and they'll talk about it too. Oh wow, that organization, they were interested in what I had to say. You know, they gave me a minute of their time, and I know how busy they are. But when you can do that, that's the start. That's the beginning of the relationship.
Yes. And that relationship is what carries folks forward and helps folks want to get the care that they need, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't feel connected, you don't feel like you're really being helped, you're not going to go out there and go to the doctor.
That's
you know,
right.
Folks who may not have their basic needs met, folks who may not be stably housed.
Mm-hmm.
Housing's a big issue in New York City. They won't have a place to store their medication at night. So how do I expect them to be well when they don't have a place to store their medication? So let's figure out, how do we A, get that medication, B, help you store it, and C, help you apply for what you may be eligible for. We can't guarantee anything, right? But what we can guarantee is help.
People listening to you right now and watching you, they're saying, wow, I would like to be a part of that organization. Are you located in New York City or in the tri-state area, or
So we
5
serve all of
boroughs?
New York City. Yes, we serve all of New York City, and we're located in Brooklyn. We're located on Flushing Avenue
All
over
right.
in Brooklyn. Yeah.
There you go. Where can people go to learn more about the CABS and Healthcare Network?
So you can go to our website. You can reach out to me. I'm happy to come talk about our services, come talk about programs, help folks get screened and navigated. I've got an amazing team of talented care managers, patient navigators, community healthcare workers. We've got folks who actually really care about the work, and they're ready, willing, and able to come to you. We want to meet our clients where they are, literally.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You guys know what you're doing.
That's
Excellent.
it. Thank you.
Listen, thank you for coming on and sharing, and thank you for all that you're doing in our community to help
Thank you
others.
so much. Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Yes. What's that number again? Where people-
718-388-0220.
Wait,
My
I'm
direct-
writing it down.
You
Look, I'm
write
having
that
you say
down,
it again.
Dr. Paul.
718-388-0220.
388-0220.
Got it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Andrea
you.
Kiliaris, Associate Director of Care Management, CABS Health Network. We appreciate you and thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And you got to come back again, okay?
For sure, you got it.
You're always welcome. All right, we'll take a quick break. More Open coming up next.
What's up, creative family? Discover your voice with BronxNet Community Media classes. Are you ready to bring your ideas to life? At BronxNet, we offer television production classes for community members ages 18 and over, empowering you to share your vision with the world. Get certified in field production, in-studio production, and our new exciting addition, podcast production. Once certified, you can create your own show to air on one of our 6 TV channels. It all starts with our free Unleash Your Ideas Masterclass, designed to help you plan your show idea and set you up for success on your production journey. This class is offered at the beginning of each month for your convenience. Our dedicated BronxNet team is here to support, encourage, and uplift you every step of the way. Join us and become a part of the creative force that engages and inspires the Bronx community and beyond. Sign up today and start your media journey with BronxNet. Visit bronxnet.org/education to learn more and register. Let's create something amazing together.
And welcome back. Here we go again. Yeah, our next guest is no stranger to the show. She's the executive director of the Meet the Writers Incorporated, and she joins us to speak about how her organization has continued to help students develop a love for reading, and that's very, very important in our society. And to give us a sneak peek at what her organization has in store for 2025. So please welcome to the show, Michele Weisman. Michele, finally, you come to the show. Yay!
So great to be here, Bob. Thank you so much.
You're always on Zoom or something like that, or you know, we always get you while you're sitting in another office somewhere. But now, finally, you're in the studio.
Yeah, it got easy to do it from home, from my home office, but now I'm here, and I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here, especially because Meet the Writers started 10 years ago in the Bronx.
10 years ago? Wow.
10 years ago in the Bronx. We started in the Highbridge neighborhood. We started at a middle school. And we started with author Torrey Maldonado. He wrote a book called Secret Saturdays. And he spoke to 7th graders. And that was the beginning. And since then, it's incredible to tell you that we've reached over 55,000 students. We're, in addition to the Bronx, you could set this up, we're in Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Queens. And we reach students 3K to college.
Yeah.
So we started in the middle school, but then we branched out.
So Meet the Writers, tell us what it's all about and what made you want to start something like this.
Well, I worked for 25 years in children's publishing. Thank you. I worked for Sesame Workshop, Time for Kids, Highlights for Children. But I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to support literacy more directly. And that's how it started. It was a program. I started with a program in the Bronx, and I wasn't sure how it would take off, but it really has taken off. And when I started, I thought I was doing a literacy program, a program around education, but it's also really about identity and about empathy.
So when you first started, you said, yeah, I really don't know what it's not right up, it wasn't on target yet, right? It was about reading and bringing people together.
Right.
But you found out a little later on what the whole thing was about, I guess.
It's true. I felt like, I guess what I learned is that it's about more. And I think kids were supposed to read this book when the author came, and they didn't read it. Some of them were like, oh man, I was supposed to read your book and I didn't read it.
Yeah.
But now meeting you and hearing your story, now I'm going to read it.
I'm going to read it.
Yeah. I mean, authors say to students, reading is not optional, but what you read is your choice.
Yes, yes.
And I think they're often motivated if they see someone who looks like them, who has a story like them. I think it feels like something that they could relate to.
I think I'm getting ready to start something. Everybody keeps asking, when are you going to start it? The history of radio.
A book?
Including my knowledge and information and my experience in radio.
And who would your audience be?
Well, I think it would be high school, junior high, high school, college.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up with some schools.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
that
right.
would be really great.
Sounds good.
Have you started writing?
In my mind, yes, but no, nothing's on paper yet. But I'm about ready to put the pen to the paper.
Well, I hear a lot of
authors talk. This will be my 7th book.
Well, okay, so you have some experience, because writers say, writers write.
Yeah.
If you want to be a writer, you got to do the work.
Yeah.
Some writers say, it was incredible, I wrote this book during Hurricane Sandy. It was a few weeks, I wrote this book. But then 3 years and a stack of revisions like this high, then the book gets published. I mean, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah. I want it to be about radio, but that's the thing that's sticking me right now. I don't know if I want it to be about radio or just have a subtext. Be a lot of, but anyway, that's me.
Well,
let's talk about
curious.
you.
I'm curious.
I know. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
How have school authors visited? I mean, they come to different schools, right? You set up the school, and authors come and they visit these locations.
So it is like a match. I meet authors, I meet schools, and I try to make a match.
Yes.
And I meet authors by going to the Bronx Book Festival, going to the Brooklyn Book Festival, going to the New York City Teen Author Festival. Yes, and hearing authors speak about their books. And so So what I try to do is make a match. Like in 3K, we might have someone who reads a book, Donut, Feed the Squirrels. And they might read the book, they might do some drawing, and then they'll say to the kids, do you want to do the donut dance? So the kids, yeah, they get up and do the donut dance. For older kids, maybe it's a different story. I mean, I had one of the co-authors of All American Boys, Jason Reynolds and Brendan Kiley. Brendan Kiley came to a school and was talking to 8th graders about this book, All American Boys. He said, you know, this is the 3rd most banned book in the United States.
Really?
Yes, according to Brendan, I believe him. And he said, I think your school really trusts you to read this book and for us to discuss it, and it was really incredible. So we're not talking about the donut dance with 8th graders, but we might be talking about issues of identity and racism. And so every school and
Within
every
that
visit
book
is different. Yeah,
really?
This is an incredible book, actually. It's voiced by 2 authors, and maybe I'll leave this copy for you.
All right,
So it really is making a match, trying to figure out what is the school community, what are they talking about, what are they studying, what are they interested in, and then making a match with the authors. And so when an author goes to a school, usually they present to all the kids in a grade, but then they also have this moment kind of like when we're having them, they might sign the book and someone could say, oh, I've never met an author, or I've never met an author who looks like you, or I've never met an author talk about this topic. You know, I've never met someone talk about Japanese internment and hear your personal history, and that's really important to me.
Yeah.
And so you see that, like, the kids might have certain body language, you know, they're not really so interested, but as the author talks, you see that they start to lean in and are more interested and maybe more open to maybe that's something that they could do.
Well, so you watch this whole thing, you put all this stuff into like a certain area, and you say, you know what, this is what's going on with the students, this is what's happening with the authors, and we're putting the schools together. Everybody's getting, it's a win-win for everyone.
I think it is. I like to think it is. We have
and this is your passion. You're very passionate about this.
It's
and
true.
You're making it work.
Yeah.
10 years in.
10 years in.
Wow.
We're going to be celebrating at the Center for Fiction in Brooklyn. And Sonia Manzano, Bronx native, is going to come and be our guest speaker, help us talk. We're going to thank the writers, thank the schools, thank the funders who have helped us get you know, so far in 10 years.
You have some food and some
have
music.
Some food. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit of talking.
Yeah.
A lot of food. Yeah.
Good, good, good. Well, 10 years, that's a milestone there. What is this right here?
Sonia Manzano. So she visited the Highbridge Green School. She's visiting other schools in our network. She's talking to teachers in Washington Heights, 7th graders. Here she is again at the Highbridge Green School.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's been really amazing that sometimes I might think, oh, this author may not want to participate, but authors have been really tremendous participating in our program.
She likes coming out too. That's the Sesame Street girl.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's great.
Good, good, good. So what's next? What do you have coming up next? Is it one of the schools that we're going to?
Well, we have some exciting events. I feel like in 10 years, authors have gotten to know us, and we're launching a new book by author Renee Watson.
All right.
She's coming to 2 schools next week. Next Monday and Tuesday, she'll be in the Bronx, she'll be in Brooklyn, and this is what's called Launch Day. This is the day her book is coming out in the world, and she wants to do it when meeting students in New York City. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Did you talk to one of our producers to see if we can get a camera out there?
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
To, Stephen, before you.
That would be great. Yeah.
See if that would be something that we'd be able to do.
That would be great.
What lessons will you take away from 2024 to help you navigate through 2025?
I don't know. I feel like we're just keep on doing. I feel like 2024 felt like we were sort of back after the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like schools felt a little more back to normal. So I feel like, I don't know, one of my mottos has been yes. And I feel like, yes, you know, we just keep on doing more, like more schools, more authors, more students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one of the highlights, one of the authors that you wanted to join you in one of the schools, and they finally came, or just said, you know what, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And you went around calling everybody, guess who's coming?
Well, I am pretty excited about a lot of the authors. The co-writer of this book, Jason Reynolds, resides in D.C., and he's a busy man. He's very popular. He's the national ambassador for children's literature, and he finally said yes. So he was able to talk to students in our network. After 5 years, I kept hounding him, and I said, I know one day you're going to say yes.
It took 5 years.
I said, I know you're going to say yes one of these days, and he did. So that was a highlight. But there's many, many highlights.
Yeah, good.
And Meet the Writers goes. You know, I go to most of the author visits. We bring someone from our team, and it's really wonderful.
Great. So you've been doing it for 10 years, and here we go. Still going.
Still going.
Still moving.
Yeah, one day you'll come.
I'm going to come.
Yeah, that would be great.
That's what I said, to talk to one of our producers
Okay.
and see if we could
that would be
get
great.
a camera out there.
That would be great.
So website, social media?
Yeah, website is meetthewriters.org.
Mm-hmm.
You could follow us on Instagram.
Okay. Instagram is?
Instagram, Meet the Writers.
Meet the Writers.
.org.
So the whole thing is
Yeah,
just
Meet the Writers.
I wish
Yeah.
I could do that. But mine is broken up a little bit. Doc and doctor and
Yeah.
da-da-da-da.
Well,
so
that
on and so
works.
forth. But is there a number that people can use to contact you? You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I could. I mean, how about email? That would be good.
Email's good.
Yeah, email. So it's my first name, Michele, Michele,
Yes.
at meetthewriters.org. And I'd
There you
love
go.
to hear from writers, teachers, funders, media, anyone.
Funders.
Yes, love that. And I'd love for people to join us at the Center for Fiction on May 14th
Uh-huh.
in Brooklyn. That would be really great.
It's all going to be on the website.
Yeah, on the website.
All right. Michele Weisman, Executive Director, Meet the Writers Incorporated. We appreciate you. Thanks for
Yeah,
stopping by.
thank you so much, Bob. It's been a
You're always
pleasure.
welcome. You're
Thank
always
you.
welcome to come back.
Thank you.
All right, we have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Open next. Welcome back. Our last guest is known as the Weight Wellness Doctor. She is dual board certified in pediatrics and obesity medicine and is the founder of New York Weight Loss Wellness Medicine. We'll explain that when she comes on. She's with us today to speak about obesity and wellness tips that can help you shed some pounds and achieve your health goals this year and beyond. So please welcome to the show, Dr. Dina Peralta.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Very excited to be here.
All right. So you have that dual thing going on.
Yeah.
Explain that just a little bit.
Well, I started like 20 years ago in my previous life as a pediatrician, and I'm board certified in pediatrics medicine. I work at Lenox Hill as the director of pediatrics for 10 years. I've been a pediatrician for a long, long time. And I am also certified in obesity medicine. I have board certifications more than 6 years ago. So what that means is that I am a physician that is specializes in weight wellness. I like to say not only weight loss, but I also work with disorder eating like anorexia, bulimia, binge eating, overweight, and obesity. So is both the spectrums of weight wellness.
Yeah. But most people come to you for what at this point, at this time?
So for both, my practice is solely weight wellness. I don't do general pediatrics, and I practice weight wellness for children, adolescent, and adults. And it's there's a very fine line between a disorder eating and eating disorder when we're talking about binge eating, emotional eating, and overweight and obesity. So I would say both of them, but with the new trends of GLP-1s medications in the market,
Yeah.
that they're not really new because we've been using them for like 20 years, but they're very in right now. I do have a lot of patients that come looking for, optimizing their weight and their health and using this type of medications.
Yeah. So if somebody comes to you and they can't gain weight or they don't want to eat right, you call that what?
Poor lifestyle.
And they suffer from malnutrition?
So no, if they can't gain weight or if they can't lose weight. So if they cannot gain weight and they're not eating adequate, we have to see what are the reasons, right? If the patient is malnourished, it's not necessarily, it could be based on what they're eating, but there's other stuff that could be going on hormonally, metabolically, or with their GI system.
And if a person doesn't want to eat, is that the sort of like a bulimia? What do they call it?
Anorexia most of the
Anorexia.
time. Yeah, anorexia. There's different type of anorexias: anorexia nervosa, restrictive anorexia. But this is a person that is very aware of how they want their body to look like, and
Yeah.
they basically are restricting calories to keep their weight very low.
And they both can hurt you.
Oh,
So, yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
you're not doing the right thing, you don't have enough weight, and you're not, it's like you're malnourished, sort of, kind of.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And it comes with so many complications in the long run.
Yeah. And then if you're obese, that hurts you because diabetes and everything can pop in there
All the
and be a part of
metabolic
it.
complications that will interfere and you will develop all these chronic diseases.
All sorts of degenerative diseases from
Yes.
being obese. So how do you handle that?
So patients that come to me with overweight and obesity, I mean, every patient is different, right? You cannot just assume that every patient has the same issue. They're either eating
Yeah.
too much, not eating the right thing, or people are not moving enough, nor they're not exercising. So you have to see what is it that is going on independently with each patient, right? Where is their emotional health at? Is this a person that is emotionally eating, or a person that is actually trying to eat the right things, exercising, and doesn't see any results? So first, a very thorough medical history. I do blood work in all my patients because you want to make sure that everything is balanced and that you're
Yeah.
not missing something that is significant. And then a physical exam and a body composition analysis. You want to see what's their fat percentage, what's their muscle mass, what's their visceral fat, because weight per se could be very deceiving. Sometimes you could see people that look very skinny or slim, but they're what we call skinny fat, because if I do
Yeah.
a body composition analysis, I see that their percentage of body fat is really high. Or you could see people that are very athletic, right? You could see football players that look very bulky, but they have a very high percentage of muscle mass.
Yeah.
So, it's not, everything is not what we see. We have to,
Yeah.
take
Well, it seems like you know what you're talking about. That's for sure.
oh, I like to think I do.
Yes, you do. Uh, Speak about what GLP-1 is and how it plays a role in weight loss.
GLP-1s, glucose-like peptide agonists, are medications that were designed many, many, many years ago, initially for diabetic patients. We're talking about like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And but these patients started to have healthy weight loss that was sustainable. And then eventually these medications became FDA approved also for the management of overweight and obesity in our society. And if you ask me, it's one of the best things that have happened to the medical world because it's a type of medication that actually helps you prevent and treat chronic diseases caused by obesity. Because by taking care
Ah,
of the overweight and the obesity, you are preventing, developing those diseases. And a lot of the times you have people that are already diagnosed with all diseases and are taking multiple medications. But when you're able to decrease the fat percentage in these patients, you're able to reverse a lot of these chronic diseases.
you can reverse heart disease,
You could reverse
diabetes.
hypertension. You could reverse high cholesterol. You could change fatty liver. A lot of things. So, and diabetes.
Yeah, yeah. Is this what Oprah Winfrey? She's on one of the drugs. Is that one of them?
Yes,
The
yes.
GLP?
Oprah Winfrey is on tirzepatide, which is what it is commercially known as Mounjaro and Zepbound. Mounjaro is FDA approved for diabetes, and Zepbound is FDA approved for overweight and obesity. But it's exactly the same medication made by the same pharmaceuticals. And we also have semaglutide, which is Ozempic, which is the one that everybody knows about from a long time ago, which is FDA approved for diabetes, and Wegovy, which is exactly the same thing made by the same pharmaceutical, Novo Nordisk, and this is FDA approved for overweight and obesity.
Yeah. Now, once you started, is there a time period where it stops, or you got to stay on it?
So these medications are designed for chronic use because when we talk about obesity, obesity is a chronic disease, just like hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes. You don't just stop taking the medication after you get like normal results, right? When you have controlled your hypertension, you're not going to stop taking the medication. So the same thing goes for these medications. So that said, you do need to incorporate lifestyle modifications.
Yeah.
To have the best results and make it sustainable in the long run. But there's times that you're able to maintain or wean off or decrease the doses of the medications, but you do have to have very good discipline, incorporate lifestyle modifications,
Yeah.
what you eat. I mean, you are what you eat, and exercise.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to maintain the weight loss
Eat
without.
right, sleep right, exercise.
Yep, everything. I
Yeah.
mean, so the medication is a great tool for you to be able to modify lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people who have, you look at them, you say, wow, where did you go? Did you go to like a place where they just took good care of you? Did you go to like one of those places that you go like in Arizona?
Yeah,
and you just
yeah,
get
yeah. Wellness spa, wellness clinic.
A wellness clinic.
Yeah.
And they came back and it was like, wow, look at them. So it
Yeah.
really, really works. A lot of people really like it.
I mean, I think it's one of the best things that has happened to the medical world,
Yeah.
to the science world in the recent years, because it does have the effect of changing health. And it's like the first time that we have noticed a decrease in the incidence of obesity in this country was in the last year or two. And this is mainly because of the use of GLP-1s in patients with obesity.
Yeah. So if somebody's considering it, what should they do? Should they talk to you, right, doctor?
They should definitely get a provider that knows how to manage, a provider meaning a doctor, that knows how to manage these medications, that understands the physiology of these medications, that it's going to be able to guide you on how to prevent side effects and how to achieve the best results. When I say that, it's because a lot of the times people just either, go online, get the medication. If you're in a different
Yeah.
country, you go buy it and you
Oh, yeah.
self-medicate, and without having any body composition analysis done. And this is when you hear, or blood work, and when you hear all the terror stories, right? Like, oh my God, I felt awful. I had vomiting, I had reflux, I had nausea. The people that are experiencing most of these side effects have not been guided correctly. And one of the other things that could happen is excessive loss of muscle, which is the opposite of what we want to achieve, because the whole point is to, with these medications and improving metabolic health, is to achieve a healthy longevity. And if you don't have a good muscle mass, you're not going to have a healthy longevity. So I would say get a provider that is able to guide you on
Yeah.
the process, and so you have the best results possible. Do not go and get it done with somebody that is not trained,
Yeah.
that is not giving you the right recommendations, because your results are not going to be optimum.
Well, you have all the answers right there. You have all people, if they want to get involved in it, they should come and see you.
They could come and see me 100%, but there are a lot of physicians out there that are obesity board certified,
Yes.
that you could find depending where you live in your state, type of insurance, not insurance. So there is a lot out there, but I would recommend that you just don't go to a place that you're just going to be injected with something random that you have no idea where is it made, if it's FDA approved. So just make sure you know
Yeah,
who's
that's dangerous.
prescribing it and what you're putting in your body.
Yeah. Where can we go to find out more about what you're doing and what you offer us?
So, well, there's several sites you could follow me. My Instagram is Dr. Dina Peralta, and my practice is New York Weight Wellness Medicine. You could visit my website, but you could also visit Obesity Medical Association website. You could visit Obesity Society. So there is a lot of resources out there to help you.
All right. Dr. Dina Peralta, thank you so much. Founder and director, New York Weight Wellness Medicine. We appreciate you and thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank you and our guests for joining us, you all viewers for tuning in, checking it all out. Keep following us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. I want to thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. And always remember this, that you are as God's gift to you, what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. Remember, you can check out our hosts, Kevin Arlene, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentine. They're on open too, so make sure you check them out. They come up right inside of the week. All right. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. Peace.